Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to tear apart a huge money myth, one that traps so many people. The idea that a bigger paycheck automatically makes you wealthy. It just doesn't.
So, let me kick things off with a question that might sound a little crazy. Can a successful young doctor making what most of us would call a fantastic salary actually wind up completely broke?
The answer is, oh yeah, absolutely. And it happens way more often than you'd think. Understanding why is the key to getting your own finances right, no matter how much you make.
Okay, so let's get into what's really going on here. It's something we can call the high-income trap. You know the story. You get a raise, you land a better job, and you start to feel rich. But that feeling, that's the trap. It almost always starts with this kind of thinking. It's called lifestyle inflation. Your spending just magically rises to meet your new income. So that young doctor making $100,000 a month, they're not thinking about a small apartment. No way. They feel like they need a fancy condo to match their new status. Throw in a nice car, and all of a sudden, their monthly bills are massive.
And this is the moment the floor just drops out. After a few years, these doctors have to go back to school for more training, and their income gets slashed down to about $40,000 a month. But guess what doesn't change? That's $60,000 in payments for the condo and the car. All of a sudden, they're losing $20,000 every single month.
You see, that story right there perfectly nails this huge misunderstanding so many of us have about money. We get confused. We think the money flowing through our hands is the same as the money that actually stays there. So this is the one thing you have to get. It's the core idea. Income is just a tool. It's the cash that flows in and out. Wealth? Well, wealth is what you actually build and keep. It's the stuff that sticks around.
I love this analogy. Think about it like a giant water tank. It doesn't matter how much water you're pouring in the top if you've got massive leaks in the bottom. You can pour and pour all day, but that tank is never going to fill up. High expenses are the leaks in your financial life.
And this is exactly why you can't judge a book by its cover or, a person's wealth by their house. Take a look at these two identical homes. One person owns it outright. Their net worth is $40 million. The person next door, they might have a huge loan and only own a tiny sliver of their house. They look exactly the same from the street, but their financial realities are worlds apart.
All right, so how do we actually fix this? How do you avoid falling into that trap and start building some real wealth? Well, it all starts with changing the tool you use to manage your money. You've got to stop looking backward and start planning forward. Look, most people think about budgeting as, writing down what they already spent. But that's like trying to drive a car by only looking in the rearview mirror. It tells you where you've been, but not where you're going. What you need is a financial plan that looks 3 or even 6 months into the future. It's about taking control, not just keeping score. So, what does this forward-looking plan actually look like? Well, the good news is you don't need some insane, complicated spreadsheet. It really all boils down to a super simple dashboard for your financial health, and it's built around just 3 key numbers. Seriously, you can forget all the other noise you hear out there. These are the only 3 vital signs you really need to track. If you know these numbers, you know exactly where you stand. So let's take a look at each one.
Okay, number 1, your savings rate. The question is simple. Are you saving or investing at least 10% of every single paycheck? This is that classic rule of paying yourself first. And honestly, it's the most important habit you can build for your future.
Next up, number 2, your debt. Just add up every single loan payment you have. Your mortgage, your car, credit cards, all of it. Is that grand total less than half of what you bring in each month? Ideally, you want to get that number below 40%, because that extra room is your safety net.
And last, but definitely not least, number 3, this is the big one, the bottom line. After all the money comes in and all the money goes out, for bills, for savings, for debt, is the final number positive? Even by 1 baht? If it is, you're on a sustainable path. But if it's negative, that's a 5-alarm fire. You have to deal with that. Okay, so now let's see why this is such a game changer. We're going to see how powerful it is to run the numbers on paper before you make a big move, instead of just, going with your gut. Okay, check this out. Here's a 6-month plan for a teacher. Everything's looking great, right? Savings are solid, debt's under control, and look at that bottom line, that net monthly cash flow. It's positive every single month. This is what financial peace of mind looks like on paper. But then they see a condo they absolutely love. And they do that thing we all do, that kind of fuzzy mental math. Yeah, $10,000 a month? I think I can swing that.
It feels affordable, so they go ahead and plug that new payment into their plan. And bam, just like that, the entire picture flips upside down. What was a stable financial future is now a stressful monthly deficit. They're in the red every single month. See? The paper doesn't have feelings. It just shows you the cold, hard truth of the numbers.
So here's the bottom line. The only way to really know if a decision is right for you isn't to hope or guess or feel it out. It's to map it out, lay out the numbers, and see the future for yourself before you sign on that dotted line. Because when you put it on paper, your financial future stops being something that just happens to you, and it starts being something you choose. So my question for you is, what choice are you going to make?